Okay, it says I'm going live. Okay, it is actually registering now. Okay, at first my mic wasn't registering, so I didn't know if y'all could hear me or not. All right, is it really kind of important that you hear what I have to say? Ow. don't don't mind my. I swear I'm going to go buy a new microphone. This is really irritating. Okay, before I start my Bible studies, I wanted to share my notes. And the reason why I wanted to share just this one from Billy Crone's teaching from the conference that I went to on the weekend of the 5th of the 7th of October. Sadly, Saturday the 7th is when the attack on Israel started. Was because last night I was watching uh, Bill Haller and Tom Hughes. They was it Tom Hughes? Yeah, Tom Hughes. They were doing a live thing, and they told us that Elon Musk's XAI just launched. His new AI thing just launched. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, now I need to share this. Now, okay, so these are my notes. These are my notes that I took rapidly. Um, and thankfully, I'm used to taking notes and writing fast. So basically, what it is Klaus Schwab. We all know who he is. Um, and I really hate that he's a bad guy because I really like the bagel dogs from Schwab's Foods, but not anymore. But anyways, and it's Klaus Schwab, and the name of this particular teaching was Klaus Schwab and the Transhumanist Plan for Humans. And I put in the description the link that he gave us that we could go to get a lot of information, www.getalifemedia.com. And he said the Billy Crone app is in the bottom right corner, number 17. So it would behoove you to go there. Billy Crone is a pastor at a church in Las Vegas, just so you know. So he was talking about cyborg humanity for total mind control, basically remote control humans. And he referred to Revelation 13, verses 11 through 18, which my Bible just happens to be right over here. Oh, how nice. I have pants over my I don't care. I don't care. I just got through washing dishes. Don't mind me grunting. Everything I have hurts when I stretch and reach. Okay, so Revelation 13, 11 through 18, I think I said. Revelation 13, 11 through 18 is what I said, yeah. So, and I didn't prepare for this at all other than I just like, you know what? When I picked up my notebook and it was open to and I opened to that because I was thinking I should do a video because I've been threatening to do it and I haven't on any of my notes. And it's what now? November 14th. So, and then I saw that XAI on Billy Crone's and I was like, oh, they were just talking about how that just launched. I should totally talk my notes on this. Okay, so, and I finally found my glasses. You know, it's ironic. When I needed them last night when I got ready to do my Bible study, I really wish I didn't have to hold this thing. Hold on. I used to use this before, and there was a way that I attached it and was able to clip it to my shirt a long time ago, about years ago, and it would sit right here, and y'all would be able to hear me just fine. Hopefully, you can still hear me. I hope. I pray. Because I really don't want to have to hold this thing. And it doesn't show me now if let me see if it still shows moving up and down on the stream metrics. Well, I guess I'll know. If y'all can't hear me at this point, then I'll just redo the video because it's just too hard to try to talk, read, and hold this stupid thing. and I didn't want to wear my headset because I've got this little thing on my head, holding my hair out of my eyes because I decided to go curly today, and having my headset on top of that, it gave me a headache that will not go away today. So, Revelation 13:11. Revelation 13:11 through 18. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he does great wonders, so that he makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceives them who dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he has power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them who dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the sound, or had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he who had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, so the note I took right there was, this is something that's always come to me when they talk about the mark in the hand of the beast. Yeah, I mean the mark. Taking the mark in the right hand or in the forehead. Now I know in the Old Testament when it talks about, I want to say it's in Numbers. When they get ready to do that, like I think it's in Numbers where they talk about the Aaronic blessing. But Satan counterfeits everything about God. Everything. And the Pharisees back then, and I think they still do it today. In fact, they do still do it today, the Orthodox Jews. They put this little box thing on their head, right? They wear on their forehead that has scriptures in it. It's probably the Aaronic blessing. And then they take and they wrap their arm and their hand. And I believe it's their right hand. They wrap their hand whenever they do certain prayers in the morning, because they spend like 3 hours in the morning, just in the morning doing prayers. They do prayers like 3 times a day at least. And it always struck me when I hear about the mark of the beast. It's going to be either in your right hand or your forehead. I think of that the Jews do when they're doing the prayers to God. That they wear that thing on their forehead and they wrap their right hand. I don't know if it has one to do with the other, but it's just always popped in my mind. I've always been meaning to ask someone about that. That has nothing to do with what Billy Crone was teaching, but he was talking about it, the mark of the beast. So the plans are here. They can already use the device to read our minds. Now, Brandon Holthouse earlier that same day had already been talking about, in fact, we watched a video where this kid was talking to this girl, right? And or interviewing with this lady, and he literally was sitting there and using nothing but his mind. Not one word left his face. His lips didn't move. No sound came from him. He literally used his mind to order a pizza on the computer with his mind. Just with his mind, using Neuralink. And 30 minutes later, here came Domino's with the pepperoni pizza. Because she was like, well, can you order me a pizza? And he nodded. And so someone asked her, he says, well, tell him what kind of pizza you want. And she says, pepperoni. And so you see pizza, and then you see pepperoni, and then it jumps to showing Domino's delivering that pizza. And she said she was skeptical. She honestly didn't think it would actually come, that it really wasn't for real. But then when Domino's shows up with her pepperoni pizza that he had ordered using just his mind through Neuralink, that kind of blew her mind there. Okay, so they already have a device that they can use to read our minds, and that's where the remote control comes in. Now, see what Brandon Holthouse was talking about with this. So the fact that if they can read our minds, right? Like, if we can talk to a computer to tell it to order a pizza without opening our mouth just by what we're thinking, that means that computer is knowing what we're thinking, right? So if that computer knows what we're thinking, then Big Brother or whoever will also know what we're thinking if we're thinking about Jesus, or if we're thinking about our passwords to our bank account numbers, or whatever, you know. And if they can know what we're thinking, because the computer knew what he was thinking, it knew he wanted to order a pepperoni pizza from Domino's at such and such address. And he did it all with his mind without once opening his mouth. I'll find that video. I'm sure if Brandon Holthouse showed it, I know it's available. I know that there are videos on YouTube to show it. But see, here's the thing. And he showed another video, and it was actually not a real video like what was really happening, but it was kind of like like the movie 1984. Well, it was kind of a scenario like that, like if people, if they weren't going along with the program that the government had set forth in this movie or this scenario that they were showing in this film, everyone was just shut down like a remote control, just mute, and everyone just kind of froze. And she was like, "What are y'all doing? Run! Don't you hear that noise? Don't you know what's coming? Run! Why don't y'all run? Why are you just standing there?" Because she hadn't taken whatever, and she hadn't done whatever yet, so she was still free-minded, free-thinking, and they hadn't gotten to her yet, right? But all these other people had whatever they had done, and so they were able to remote control these people. And so if they weren't agreeing with the program that the government set forth, they were able to. Now, granted, that was science fiction, but is it? Because then we come to Starlink. Elon Musk came up with Starlink because he wants everybody across the globe, even out in the most remote parts of the world, to have access to the internet by satellite. Because cell phones and all this stuff is I think just bounces off of radio frequencies, right? Towers, 5G stuff. And see, they had to have the 5G network in order to get the Starlink going, if I remember correctly. But see, the XAI that he just launched is going to be a universal app. It's going to be a universal app that can be used. And see, if I remember right what they were saying, I was getting kind of sleepy at the time, and I just got a hair in my eye. Dang it. I think it was going to be like $7 a month to use this XAI, because he wants everyone to be able to use it because it's fun. Got it. And see, if they have a way that they can control us, they have a way that they could tell us if we can buy or sell. Like a thing I was watching with Tom Hughes last night. I think it was Tom. I think it was the Watchman. I posted all these on my Facebook. Facebook was talking about the CBDC. This it's digital currency. I forgot what the CB stands for, but the DC is digital currency, and I forgot where it was that they approved it. And if everyone goes to this digital currency, see, then the government will be able to control how we spend our money, what we spend our money on, and how much money we're allowed to have. They will be able to see what we do with our money. And if they don't like us spending that much money on steaks every month, you've had your quota for the month. Sorry, you're cut off. Oh, you're a Christian and you won't stop talking about things that we don't want you to say? or you're a right wing, or you're speaking false narratives, or you're speaking false news that we think is false news, or things that are untruths. Uh, and this Starlink goes hand in hand with Neuralink. So, if you have a Neuralink in your brain, Starlink will know where you are, what you're thinking, every second, in real time. In real time. Like like the second you think it, they already know what you thought because it's real time. Right? Because Satan is not omnipresent like God. So he has to do the next best thing because he's a counterfeit. He has to use counterfeit miracles to counterfeit the miracles Jesus did. So he has to do things to make it look like he's omnipresent. So with Starlink and Neuralink, which Neuralink is going to be made so popular because check it out. This guy just ordered a pizza using his brain. So for people that something happened, they had throat cancer and they can no longer speak, well, they can still do other things because they can use their mind, right? If they can't hear, they can use their mind, though, through the computer. We were already kind of on our way with that. And Mike, where did you go? I hope y'all can hear this. With the technology that, good Lord, what was his name? He was like a... Wow. He died of ALS. He was only like the biggest scientist. Oh, good Lord. I hate my brain. I really hate where my brain has gone. Physicist. Oh, good Lord, what was his name? Well, even he was warning about AI before he died. I could see him in my mind's eye. But they have this program on the computer that they can just use their eyes to tell it what to type or whatever, and then it'll speak for them. What is his name? He was even in the Big Bang Theory because he was playing Words with Friends with Sheldon. Anyway, so it was that technology was already on its way. So this brain chip, you'll have a Google brain. Kids won't have to go to school, so you won't have to worry about mass shootings. You won't have to worry about bullying, right? Because they'll have a Google brain. They'll just, they'll be able to hook straight to a computer and know everything they'll need to know. They'll know your thoughts instantly. They'll know your passcodes for bank cards, etc. You won't have to go to school ever again. They can monitor your dreams because they'll know everything you're thinking. So while you're dreaming, they'll know what you're dreaming. You can order and pay for what dreams you'll have. So there'll be a point to where they'll be able to control what you're thinking. So the end result is be brain hacking. Like if you're having like negative thoughts that doesn't go along with the narrative, oh, we need to change the channel on Debbie. No, we can't have her thinking that. Change that mood. Oh, sounds like she needs to be re-educated again. Change the channel again on Debbie. She's starting to speak about that stuff again that we're not supposed to be talking about. Charlie, Oscar, Victor, Indian, Delta. They can control body movements. Because if they can control your brain, your thoughts, and what you're thinking, and your dreams, and everything else, because they have this thing in your brain, of course they're going to be able to control your body movements. You'll basically become a remote control human. Some people say that in the Bible when it says, had he not shortened the days, there may, however it's worded, I'm drawing a brain fart now, but, had he not shortened the days, there may not have been any flesh saved. Some people feel that may mean because we would be all humanoids, remote control humans, We wouldn't be full humans. We'd be half robot and half human. Kind of like what Yavari, I think is his name, wants us to be anyway. The military were experimented on uh, without consent. Well, that's not old news. As the Agent Orange victims, because they're government property, and I know that because I'm ex-military. When you sign that line, you become government property. That's why you could never sue them for. I'm not going to spell that. Like when they ruined my feet, my left foot for life because the doctors did the wrong surgery to fix the problem I was having. I couldn't sue them because I was government property anyway. And it didn't have to have consent. They didn't have to have consent to experiment on the soldiers because you were government property. Excuse me. And they've been working on this since the 70s. In Revelation 14:9 and 10, let's see, what did he say there? Third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark on his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." Oof. And then Revelation 13:16 and 17, which we just read, 11 through 18, so I think we already covered that. The mandate's here. Biden has been buddies with Klaus Schwab for years. And if we leave, Luke 21:28, actually, I had Tom Hughes sign his book that I had purchased before I even knew about the conference, Marking the Masses. Marking the Masses, and he signed it, and he put Luke 21:28, which I already know what it is, but I'm just going to read it to you anyway because I know it. "And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draws nigh." And the beautiful thing about that is this part does not refer to the rapture, for that will have already happened years before, but this deliverance is for Israel at the second coming when Christ comes with raptured saints. Yeah, Luke 22 is talking about the second coming of Christ at the end of the 7 years tribulation, because the 7-year tribulation is for the salvation of the Jews. I might as well just hold this. And it refers to Isaiah. Oh gosh, I can't see that. Isaiah 11:10 through 12, Isaiah 66:7 and 8, Zechariah. Oh, it just says Zechariah, so I guess the whole chapter is Zechariah. Oh, chapter 14, okay. Matthew 24:29 through 31, Romans 11:25 through 29, and Revelation chapter 19. So, yeah. Sorry, my cord's catching on me. Golly, I don't want to pull that other cord out. It'll make a god-awful noise. All right, so. Okay, that's pretty much. Oh gosh, there was a lot of notes. Yeah. Okay, so after the 40 years, let's see if this is Sukkot or Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, yeah, so this is going on to when Tom Hughes was talking. So that's basically the gist of what I got from Billy Crone. There was a lot more, and I'm actually going to get the live stream. It's like if I would have paid for it when I was at the conference, it was only $50, but now it's 75 because I didn't get it when I was there. But I was wanting to get the books from David Ben Gigi instead. That was because he was giving a 2-hour class on teaching on Hebrew, but that thing happened in Israel, and he has family over there, and he was just beside himself when I showed up for his class, and he was like, he was upset, and he's like, but I have to just kind of put that behind me for now, and put that away, and things march on. So he had to go ahead and teach, and I was thinking, no, you don't. Brother, no, you don't. You have family over there, and you're worried about your family because they might be dead right now. Screw this class. I'm thinking, not the class to teach Hebrew, but it was just a teaching on whatever he was teaching at that moment, but the history of Israel. I mean, not the history of Israel, but, things hidden in the Bible that we didn't know about Israel or something like that. But I'm thinking, under the circumstances, I wouldn't expect him to keep to continue. I would think that he would want to go home with his family here in the states, and you know what I mean. But he went ahead and taught his class. He's an awesome man. I wanted to pray for him, but I'm pretty sure the pastors there already handled that. So but I still pray for him anyway in my own prayers. But that was that. I just wanted to kind of cover that. But go to that website, www.getalifemedia.com, and I would get Billy Crone's app, and I can also all of these guys that I follow. Mark Hitchcock. Now he does have a YouTube channel. I think it's on Tipping Point USA. I want to say that's it. Now he charges like I think $7 a month to follow that. He'll do like a 25 or 30-minute video, and then if you go on over to the part where you pay for it, then he'll answer questions and he'll go further into depth. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, I said I have to." Oh, why? Yeah, it's marking the end times, tipping point, prophecy update, right, or whatever. I think that's it. Yeah, that's where I go and I listen to Mark Hitchcock. But anyways, there's the Prophecy Watchers. They're good too. Tom Hughes, J.D. Farag, Brandon Holthouse, Billy Crone, Jan Markell, Amir Sarfati. I know I'm missing some. Oh, so many. I think I listed on my YouTube channel. I listed all of the channels that I follow for end times eschatology and apologetic study. So you can just find them there on my about page or whatever. So, anyways, I'm gonna go and get ready because it's already 9:30 to do my other things that I do. So, shalom for now. And plus, I'm tired of looking at myself.